Dennis Hopper, whether you think of Easy Rider or go back farther to Giant or any number of films, one or two of which are favorites of mine that are sort of collector's items and cult followings. Ones in which there was one involving flying a plane and drugs and.
Oh yeah.
But he's one of our
Seal story.
very best actors. You are one of our best actors.
Well, thank you.
I know this comes as news to you. You probably came here thinking, "Gee, I'm not much of an actor." And now
Well,
Cavett tells me I.
You know, I really enjoy acting, but there's some of my contemporaries that are doing some great work right now. I mean, if I might.
Such as.
Well, I think that Harvey Keitel is doing some incredible work.
Oh,
I mean, just some wonderful stuff. And
yes.
I was trying to think of somebody else besides Harvey, but it just went right out of my mind.
Listen, you made Harvey's day, so why spoil it?
No, but I mean, I really do. I mean, I think he's.
You told me all the others backstage, so in case their feelings are hurt.
Good. But you know, he's doing some wonderful stuff.
I've never seen an actor compliment another actor quite so readily after being.
And Anthony Hopkins is doing some wonderful. We're all basically around the same age.
Isn't he a piece of work?
Oh, he's great, just great. Remains of the Day is just. I mean, unfortunately, I'm not really offered those kind of roles.
Why? You play a variety of things, though. If you wanted to play a Viennese aristocrat who was a little flouncy but an expert in geography, they'd never think of you, would they?
Would I have a slant-eyed operation? Is that what you're asking?
Would you do it?
Would I go all the way with this?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I did this for Waterworld.
Good God, man, what happened to your hair?
I know, isn't it amazing? No, but I did, you know, I just, actually I'm in the middle of shooting Waterworld with
If
Kevin
you and another
Costner.
bald guy put your heads together, you could make an ass of yourself.
Hey, I like that.
You didn't know I was that classy, did you?
No, you actually said it to me earlier.
I know, it's
I tried to get myself up for a good response.
You tried to ride past it, man. Speaking of riding and Easy Rider, how many years ago we all went and saw that. A friend of mine, John Miller, producer of television, saw it recently because he'd never seen it on the big screen, you know, maybe rented it or something. And it is, anything, as you admit, is a different movie on the big screen. Hate to think there are people who've seen Lawrence of Arabia on cassette. The minute the lights went down, the joints lit up. Now, today, these days.
Wow.
That surprise you?
Well, it sort of does in a way. I mean, it didn't in this. It didn't when it came out.
You could barely see the screen. I mean, it was.
Far out.
What are they doing up there on the screen?
Yeah, right. That's fine.
And there's a shot from it. I think it just came on the screen.
There was a shot from.
They just showed a still, I think, for what we were looking the other way. But that's kind of surprised me, and I thought, is that a cult following? There it is, of people who went to recreate their youth and lit up a joint, or is it today's youngsters? I should have asked him that question. Does the movie hold up?
Well, you know, I saw it in Japan about last year. They made a new print and had a sort of Dennis Hopper retrospective of sorts in Tokyo. And they showed Easy Rider, had a brand new print, and all these kids had never seen it and were lined up. It looked like I was in Westwood in 1969 or something. You know, it was just like all these young Japanese kids seeing it for the first time and reacting crazy about the film and so on.
Were they
it looked really good, and it wasn't dubbed into Japanese. It had subtitles.
Were they the young Japanese kids who dress as that period nowadays? And in Shinjuku on Sundays they do rock and roll and they have sideburns and they put their books in the bushes and put on their leather clothes.
There was,
Did you get to see that?
A little bit of that, yes, a little bit of that, yeah. But there was, I enjoyed it. I sat and watched it, and it was, it looked good to me. I loved the camera work, and.
You know the phrase, does a movie hold up? You know how that disappointing thing, you see a thing 10 years, 20 years later, and you think, oh God, it's not as good as I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, it's sort of a time capsule. It's the first time found music was ever used.
Music?
They're under the impression that I invented MTV, you know, I mean, in certain countries. So.
Now, no major studio wanted to bankroll that film, I would guess.
No, but then Columbia did, because Bert Schneider produced it, and his father was chairman of the board.
I almost said, and of course, when you got Jack Nicholson, they knew, of course, it would be a box office success.
Go right for it, right.
That's, I guess, the first time I saw Jack Nicholson, although I realized later I had been seeing him for years in those Corman films and
The
things, and I always thought,
AIP, Hell's Angels on Wheels, and
this guy's got some. But
Little
that,
Shop of Horror.
as I once said, that Jack Nicholson, what's his name? Bob Evans said, "Why are you a star?" once to Nicholson. I never told this before. You get everything out of me. I said, "I know why he is." Because he said, "Why?" And he said, "Because he has a fabulous personality that comes smashing through the screen." And that's what he has.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that was his first time. I remember thinking, where have they kept this guy? How'd you happen to cast him?
Well, you know, I didn't want Jack. I mean, it's an old story. Bert Schneider told me to use him, and I said, look, I think he's a wonderful actor, but I got this guy who's really an alcoholic who I drink with, Jack Sturrett, who later became a director and is dead now. Nice man. And I want him to play this. And he also played football for the University of Texas, and I want him to play the part. But Bert said, you got to use Jack, and I've never asked you to do anything in the movie, you got to use Jack. I said, okay, but it's going to ruin the movie. That was my take on it. But you know, Jack, through the years...
Always perceptive.
Yeah, oh yeah, really on top of it. Jack is one of the nicest people I've ever met, very honestly. And he had the AI, American Film Institute had this great dinner for Jack and gave him the honor of, the year and so on. Life Achievement Award. And it was the most wonderful part. Those things are really dreary. You get in a black tie and you want to know how can I get out of here as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
You know, everybody stayed, and they finally had to kick us out of the place, and it became like a big living room party. It was just wonderful. And Jack, through the years, have maintained all of his friends, has kept his friends, he's a wonderful guy. I mean, if you're in trouble, he calls. I mean, he's a good guy.
Yes,
and
he is,
there's
isn't
very, very few of those in my life. And
I know that firsthand, but I don't want to be a name dropper in front of you.
No, but it's true. I mean,
Yeah,
he really is.
He really is. He's exceptional. And he lives just, his neighbor is,
Marlon.
what's his name? Marlon Brando.
Yeah, what's his name?
The famous actor.
Yeah, what's his name is his neighbor.
Nobody's that middle-aged that you have to stop and think, what's that guy's name, Marlon?
Yeah.
We'll be right back after this.